about the tight end position. Arguably, the top 2 tight ends are in the Super Bowl. What do you think that says, and do you think other teams are going to try to find these?
I think what it says is that tight ends help with offense. I think both of our offenses are in the top 5, whether it's scoring or yards or whatever it is. I think that was the same for the playoff tight ends too. Like the Saints have good tight ends, Vikings have Rudolph, and Packers have Jimmy Graham. All these teams have all these great tight ends. They're going farther in the playoffs, and I think that's why, because they use their tight ends. Whether it's run game, pass game, and when you have willing tight ends that will do everything, it makes your life a lot easier.
Yeah.
Let's see. My dad's letter started my redshirt freshman year of college, my sophomore year of college, and it kind of was. He was coaching Oklahoma at the time, and he just wanted a way to stay in touch with me. We got the idea from Austin Box. I don't know if you remember him. He was a linebacker for Oklahoma. He sadly died, I think, going into his senior year. But his dad wrote him letters his entire career, whether it's high school or college. And so my dad was like, I think that's a really good idea. It's a way for me to keep in touch with you, whether we don't get a phone call, or whatever it is. So my dad being my best friend, I thought it was a great idea too. Cause, all the lessons I've learned from my dad over the years, I get an extra one once a week during the season, which is pretty special. And they went from just handwritten 1-page notes to the NFC Championship was a 10-page type paper, a bunch of photos in it. Just basically he pulls stories from our childhood, about movies that we used to watch together, stuff like that, and they're always connected to the game and what I'm going through in life. And I have a high expectations for this one coming up too. Great interactions. I love fantasy football coaches. I used to play a lot. I was that guy that always yelled at my wide receivers for not giving me enough points. I get that a lot sometimes. Sorry guys, I try my best. I usually just tell guys who blame Coach Shanahan if I'm not getting enough points, or Jimmy, because they throw me the ball. Yeah. Mike, our run game coordinator? Oh, wow. Mike means a lot. Every single week, just the schemes that he comes up with, him and Coach Shanahan, it's just so creative, whether it's our techniques versus 6 techniques on every single run play, how different they are. And he does such a good job. They never put guys at a disadvantage, depending on the defense that we're facing. The run game's all about angles. And he never puts guys in a disadvantage. And what I love about him is they never hey, look, you have a terrible angle, but you got to make the play. It's well, what can we do to get you a better angle on that guy so you can make the play? They put as much emphasis and stress on themselves and making it easier on us, so we don't have to go out there and make a once in a lifetime play every single time that we're on the field, which is pretty awesome. I want to put him in my contract that I can't coach him. I want him to be with me the rest of my career. Jason Witten's, he's a guy that's done it for a long time. I think he's an absolutely incredible player. One of my favorite things about Jason Witten is he's not the fastest guy, he's not the most explosive guy, but he's always open. And when you got an ability like that, you're definitely doing something right. And so, he literally, I think tight ends, our room, he has we call it the Witten release, which is you stem down at a guy to get better leverage at it. And he's been doing stuff, he's been doing it right for so long. It's just incredible. And so anytime I can steal something from him, I definitely try my best to do it. Yep. Hi. I'm excellent. How are you? They're comparisons. I don't make the comparisons. I just try my best every single week to play really good football. If people want to make comparisons, they can. I think Gronk is one of the, if not the best tight end to ever play the game. Just his relentless mindset and the fun he had playing. So if I get an out, half the comparisons to him, it means a lot. He's a guy that I grew up watching. He was one of my favorite players growing up. So just being able to, any of those comparisons, I love him. But I'm just going to try my best to play good football.
He thinks you're the best now. Does that mean anything?
It means a lot. Like I said, he was definitely an idol of mine. The amount of film I watched him at Iowa, my offensive line coach at Iowa when I was there, he was their tight ends coach at New England. So Brian Ferentz, and so just hearing stories about him, and how he was every single day. It was pretty incredible for me, and to be able to get a compliment like that from an idol of mine, it's pretty amazing. It's kind of surreal. It's one of those things I kind of have to pinch myself a lot.
You had a few days in Miami. How are you liking it so far? How are you enjoying it?
Well, I flew in Monday night, and then I was at a media thing all day yesterday, and now I'm hanging out with you guys, so I'm just having the time of my life in Miami.
George, it seems like in talking to D, it's like he almost was relieved that now you guys can really lock in, talk, focus on football, the task at hand after last night's pomp and circumstance. Now it becomes real, right?
It does. I'm excited. It's definitely my first Super Bowl week, but I think our team's done a really good job of just being locked in, staying focused, and that's all you can ask. And all you want guys to do is, not change things up, not make stuff up, because it's just a new week. And I think our team's done a fantastic job of that. And, we're just going to attack this like we do every other week and, just stay focused in and lock in.
You have very few guys with experience, obviously. Richard Sherman is one of them.
Yeah, he's not bad.
Can you just talk about what he has brought to this team and how valuable he is right now in this moment?
The leadership stuff and, his knowledge of the game is obvious. But I think the best thing that Sherman's done for us is just go out and play. He's done that since he got here. He's been absolutely incredible. He makes plays every single week. He has 2 interceptions in 2 games in the playoffs for us. And I think one thing I love about Sherman is he leads by example. He doesn't make anything up. Every practice he shows up, he's locked in. He gets the guys focused up. And then in games, he just shows up. And you got to love a guy like that. And he's definitely one of our best leaders on the team. And every time he talks, everyone listens. But like I said, the play that he brings every single week in, week out, that's what makes him such a good player.
And what do you think about this narrative that Patrick Mahomes can go win a game, put a team on his shoulder, that Jimmy Garoppolo can't win a shootout? He's a manager of games. I know you love your quarterback.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that narrative?
I think we won 48-46 in New Orleans. I think that's classified as a shootout. I think he had 2 back-to-back 3rd and 16s to beat the Rams. I think he threw the ball pretty well against Seattle, to clinch home field advantage. So people can keep doubting him, I guess. I'm not going to. I don't bet against really good players.
What do you remember about the day Jimmy was traded to the 49ers?
I was getting ready for a Halloween party that night, actually. I was dressed up as a pirate when I got the notification on my phone. It was pretty incredible. It was just kind of a holy cow. Jimmy Garoppolo, that chin line finally making its way to the West Coast. It was kind of a cool moment just because he had won Super Bowls and he's just a different player from a different team, and obviously a very winning team, a winning organization. And so I was just really interested to meet him and to see what he was about. And luckily, he turned out to be a pretty good guy.
Kyle thought that it was probably unfair to put Jimmy in the starting lineup early on because it was new circumstances, new situation. He was entering a contract year. How do you think Jimmy handled that whole situation? Obviously, it led to getting that deal.
He went 5-0 in his start, so that's pretty good, right? He's done nothing except for show up every single time we've asked him to. I think he's 21-5 as a starter in the NFL. I think that's okay as well. I don't know how you be much better than that. So I think all he's done is just play good football, and he just keeps doing it week in and week out.
Your favorite Jimmy story? Something?
Wow. I have plenty of Jimmy stories. I don't like sharing all my Jimmy stories, though. He'll get mad at me.
Do you have one that you can't share? That's okay.
Give me a couple minutes, and I'll think about it, and I'll get back to
We're
you.
always seeing Travis Kelce, and you see the showdown between the 2 best tight ends. And
Can you say that again? Sorry.
your relationship with Kelce, and this is the showdown. A lot of people see it as a showdown between the 2 best tight ends in camp.
Well, I think we are 2 good tight ends on 2 great teams. We fit our schemes perfectly. My relationship with Travis, he's been someone I've looked up to since I've been in college. He's a guy I watch his film religiously. I watch his film religiously now. If you're not watching one of the greats, then you're not trying to get better. So that's what I try to do. I just try to watch him as much as I possibly can because he's always open. He's always making the play. He's an absolutely incredible football player. So